charged towards me.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Huh?
Oh my god. Oh, it's cold. Now this, ladies and gentlemen, it hasn't snowed in a year. And actually stuck, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a year where I lived, so. Nice. Today's Wicked Wednesday. I have no clue if you guys are seeing this actually on Wednesday or most likely Thursday, because your boy was gonna wake up at 6 o'clock. That ain't happening, so. Happy Wicked Thursday if you see this on Thursday. If not, then welcome to Wicked Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen. I'm taking my behind back inside, dude. I'm cold.
Now, we're gonna be like my man Corey X Kenshin. Now, if you don't know what Wicked Wednesday is, well, it's basically all the Wolfpack comes together every Wednesday, and we watch spooky videos not sent in by you guys. Yes, today, guys, we are going to be reacting to specifically Christmas horror stories. Make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and most importantly, leave a comment down below. Most of you guys are not subscribed, so if you're seeing this, make sure to hit subscribe. Alright, guys, with all this being said, let's dive right on in. Up first, we have a Christmas Eve horror story animated by Llama Art. A Christmas Eve horror story.
Last year on Christmas Eve, I was working late. I'm 23, I work in New York City and commute home every day on the train. Since I'm one of the younger ones in the office, I got stuck with one of the worst shifts, so I wasn't able to get home until 5 o'clock. My family had already left a whole hour earlier to go to my cousin's house, so I had to drive alone. After having a quick snack before the half-hour drive, I got back in my car and put my cousin's address into my phone. I brought all of my gifts inside and cheerfully said hey to everyone. I stayed until around 11 o'clock. The rest of my family left a little sooner. I stayed an extra half hour or so just to hang out before leaving myself. By the time I was leaving, the ground had accumulated at least 2 feet of snow, and it wasn't even done snowing.
Okay, sorry guys, I just realized this. I'm gonna be a bit slow because legit, my newest video, I was up till 2 a.m. editing that. Went to sleep, woke up at 7 to go to class. I am recording this at 5:40, and I'm probably gonna stay up late night editing this one too. So I'm gonna be a bit slow. But why wouldn't you just leave with your family, dude? I would go home with them, man. I'm not driving home alone again. Ask if something happened.
The roads were completely dead at this point though. Most likely because everyone was smart enough to go home before the snow accumulated.
Unlike you.
Eventually I turned onto a main road that I'm sure would usually be bustling. But at 11:15 on Christmas Eve night, there wasn't a single car or a single light from the store. It was a ghost town. But then I did notice the flashing taillights of one car. It was parked on the side of the road, and the smoke seeping out from its exhaust with the taillights giving it a red tint. As I got closer, I realized there was somebody next to the car waving their hand in the air. I assumed something was wrong and they needed help. So, me being the good Samaritan I am, I pulled up behind the car. When I opened my door, the guy approached me immediately, barely—
Oh, dang! But look how fast he approached him!
Man.
Look at this.
Was he Santa?
10, 180 pounds. He spoke in a very demanding voice, asking me if I know anything about fixing an engine. I told him I didn't know much about cars. The guy responded very quickly to everything I said. He told me it's fine. He went inside of his car for a second, popped open his trunk, came back out and told me to just wait by the trunk for a second. I had no idea what he wanted me to do. I was really confused. He walked over to the front of his car, and I heard him open the hood. I couldn't see anything he was doing since the trunk was blocking my view, and the loud wind of the snowstorm overpowered any small noises.
Oh, he did it on purpose so you don't see him grabbing the guns.
I put my hand on the back of the car and leaned my body in anticipation, when suddenly I heard 3 or 4 quick and aggressive footsteps in the snow behind me before I was pushed into the trunk.
Oh!
The man tried to close the trunk on me, but I kicked my feet up in resistance and held it up.
Dang! This man was slick. You know, he had it open so you couldn't see him walking around and boom! I got you, man.
I was able to overpower him and kick the trunk open completely.
Now kick him when he's down, bro. Boom!
Of the few seconds I had to get out of the trunk, I took out my keys.
Oh, you stab him.
He tried to grab me now, and I dug my house key right into his neck. He fell to his knees and his scream echoed down the deserted street. I was in my car and halfway down the road before he could even get up from his knees. A little further down, I called 911 and reported the guy. The police held him until the ambulance arrived for him. I watched the whole thing, and nothing ever felt better in my life.
Up next, guys, we got another one from Llama. They actually dropped another Christmas horror story. A creepy Christmas time story.
It was November of 2006. I was a 16-year-old kid living in the town of Altoona, Iowa. I went to bed early one night because I had to work the early shift at McDonald's. As I slept, I had a dream that I was running through downtown Des Moines, but I wasn't on a jog. I was running from something. As I ran around the corner of a building, I came face to face with my pursuer. A tall man wearing a trench coat and a top hat stood in front of
The
me.
freak was wrong with his eyes.
The only thing visible of his face was
Dude, he's like 8 foot.
they were abnormally large with black pupils, and it looked at me as if it wanted something. After what felt like hours, he reached out his bony hand, as if he wanted me to go with him. I woke
And he accepted. And he accepted.
and after catching my breath, I peered around my room to see if I was safe. As I stood up from my bed, I noticed that I could see my breath. It's when the figure from my dream appeared at the foot of my bed.
Oh my god.
I scrambled back to my headboard.
What do you want?
I asked, trying to hide the shakiness in my voice.
Dude, I would punch him. Like, he's in perfect right hook, bro.
It pointed at me. Growing up in a religious home, I believed what I was looking at was a demon. I told the creature to leave. It just waved its finger at me, and with a low voice, it spoke to me.
Never leave. Always here.
The creature then screamed loudly and disappeared. A feeling of nausea came over me, and I vomited on my floor.
Why is it black?
I was cleaning myself up and waking up to my alarm. It's been about a month since I had seen the top hat wearing man in my bedroom. The Christmas season was in full effect. My parents weren't home because they got invited to some kind of event, so it was only me and my 3 sisters at home. Passed until my sisters burst into my room
Aw.
and started singing obnoxious songs. This of course made me very angry, but I thought if I ignored them that they would leave me alone. This was not the case. As I pulled the blankets over my head, I started to feel the same cold feeling that I had in November.
Wait, what?
As the obnoxious singing subsided, I lowered the blanket below my eyes and saw the man standing in the corner of my room.
Oh my
In
god.
one swift motion, he charged towards me.
Oh my god! Oh my god, I just got it. Holy crap. Oh, dude. How many? That was like one frame of movement, bro.
In my room.
Or like, I'm gonna get a freeze frame of this. Dude, look how. Look at that! Look how fast he. Oh my god. Dude, that actually scared me.
And I blacked out. When I finally came to, I found that my sisters had locked
Oh my god, they saw it too.
As I knocked on the door, they told me to go away. I asked them what happened, and all they could say was Mom and Dad were on their way home.
Is he bleeding?
I looked down and saw that my hand was slightly bloody. Holes were in the bathroom door, and a broom was sticking out of the wall. I then
What?
walked into the living room and found that there were knives stuck into the wall as well.
What?
The same wave of nausea passed over me, just like in November, and I threw up again.
Let me guess, this black again.
As I was cleaning up, my parents walked through the door. My father immediately walked over to me and gave me a good beating. Then he sent me to my room.
Is he? I think he did. He's the demon.
Bed crying. Not from the beating. I was crying because of the confusion. I had no idea what was going on. The next morning, my sisters reluctantly sat next to me and told me what had happened. They said I got angry and chased them down and tried to hurt them.
Oh my god.
They said my eyes were red to the point where they thought I was bleeding from them.
Oh my god.
Like a different person. In 2011, that was the last time I saw the top hat wearing man. I just moved into a new apartment, and after a long, stressful day of unpacking, I took a shower and got ready for bed. As I started to drift off, I could feel that cold feeling again. I lifted my head and saw the man standing in front of me.
Oh, his eyes are red this time!
The man's eyes were red now. With a low voice, just like on that November night, it looked at me and said,
Never leave. Always here.
Imagine, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to close your eyes and imagine you're like, you see a demon, bro, and the demon like possesses you, and you don't remember that, and then boom, you just get home. You're like, yo, what's going on? Why are the knives in the wall? And your dad just walks up to you. Go to bed. Like, I would be so confused. A, because my dad walked out a couple years ago, so the fact that he's back on me confused. But be like, I would be so confused. Like, why am I getting hit, bro? This one's by Nightmare Tales.
I bounced out of bed and made my way down the hall towards our living room at the front of the house. I slowly peered in to see if Santa had bothered to pay us a visit.
Now you're on the naughty list.
All that had been going on over the past few weeks, I was certain that he wouldn't.
Yes, you're on the naughty list.
A euphoric
My face kinda
excitement
creepy.
and happiness washed over me as I took in the gorgeous Christmas tree and all of its glistening bounty.
Yo, why is that photo cracked?
I called out to my mother. He came! He came!
Pause. Pause.
Can we open them? Mum, wake up! A murmur, followed by the crash of a lamp falling off a bedside table, was shortly followed by the shuffling of slippered feet along our old, hardwood floor. Hunched over, she entered the living room along with the stench of whiskey and cigarettes from the night before.
Aw.
My dad had up and left her for another woman not long ago, and for her to be up this early was nothing short of a Christmas miracle.
That's so
I
sad.
had slumped into a deep depression, brought on by the shock of my dad's sudden departure, and then compounded by the loneliness, worthlessness, and guilt she must have been feeling from neglecting me.
Damn.
Back now, that time of my life had really helped me become more independent. It made me stronger. I had to feed myself, bathe myself, and take myself off to school. Hell, no one else was going to do it for me.
Aw.
Great, I shouted, and began to tear into the wrapping paper like a rabid dog tearing into the flesh of its freshly caught prey. A Nintendo 64, Game Boy Pocket, Goosebumps books, Lego. I had really hit the jackpot.
Damn! Yo, we got some good stuff. Let's comment down below. What's your Christmas list?
Then, without thinking, I said, I wish Dad could be here.
That's what's funny. I just know his mom is gonna be pissed or depressed. It's something. I don't know. I'm laughing.
There's one more there. Aren't you going to open it?
What?
I smiled an uncomfortable smile back at her. Yes, of course, I replied.
What's in there, dude? It's gonna be something bad.
To get that warm, excited feeling back that had filled the room just minutes ago. I dragged over the last box. It was heavy. I didn't tear into it like the previous few. I didn't have the same enthusiasm. Plus, I wanted to savor the moment. Who knows when I would be getting presents like this again? My mother stared intently at me as I peeled
She looks like a freaking cat, dude. She looks like a freaking cat.
away the wrapping, opened the cardboard box, and peered at the contents within.
Oh my god!
I can still see the image so clearly in my mind to this day.
It's his dad.
To this day,
It's his dad.
nothing has made me feel more sick to my stomach, more shattered, more incredibly disappointed and devastated. What is it, Ryan? She probed. What's wrong? Isn't it what you wanted?
Oh my god!
And I stared back into his eyes, his dead eyes. It's exactly what I wanted, I replied, sobbing as I did so. Good. Now dry your eyes, my mother croaked. I want you to meet someone. Out of the shadows, a huge figure came into the room and put his hand on her shoulder.
Who is you? That's not Santa.
Chris.
No,
He's going to be staying with us for a while.
that's not Chris.
Now don't be rude. Say hello.
He's a demon, dude.
I've never felt more alone and helpless than I did right at that moment.
Alright guys, and last up we got The Mall Santa by MJV Animations. That's all I gotta say, man. I'm still in shock from that last one, bro. That one, I don't know, man.
The traumatizing events of this story happened to me several years ago. This is the first time I'm sharing my story publicly in hopes it may help others who read it. At the time, I was a mother of a 4-year-old daughter. Her name is Juniper, and she is my entire life. The day of these events, my husband was at work, so I decided to do some Christmas shopping at the mall. On the way in, Juniper saw Santa sitting in the middle of the atrium and began jumping because I assumed she associated Santa with presents.
Aww.
We decided to get into line, even though it was long. We could get a picture and she could tell Santa what she wanted for Christmas. When it was finally Juniper...
Tell me why!
Ain't nothing but a heartache.
Tell me why!
Ain't nothing but a mistake.
Santa looks so angry!
liked the way he was staring at her.
Me neither.
His eyes were big and looked as if though he had been on something. After about 2 minutes, he got her off his lap and winked goodbye to her and said Merry Christmas.
Aw, okay.
Happy this ordeal was over, we did the little bit of shopping we had to do and pressed on through the day. Literally, as we were about to get up, the mall Santa came over to our table.
Oh my god.
He walked right up to Juniper and said in a jolly Santa-like voice, "Hey there, Juniper. Remember to be good so Santa can come and bring you lots of presents." She was so excited, and so were all the people around.
She looks constipated. She really does look constipated.
I grabbed her hand and told her it was time to go. She said goodbye to Santa and we left. That night at home, I told my husband about the entire story. He was angry, but agreed with my course of action. The next day, I woke up at about 8 a.m. My husband was already gone for work for the day. I happened to look outside and saw a strange blue car I never noticed parked outside my house.
You're done.
This didn't really bother me.
Lock them doors!
Could have been anyone, but it was just peculiar. At about 11 a.m., I looked out the window again and noticed the car was still in the exact same spot. I made the choice to go out to my mailbox in the front of my home and investigate the car. The car was empty.
Dude, man, if you walk up to that car, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. But if I see cars in my driveway, ladies and gentlemen, I keep 2 knives in my room. I have what's it called? I have 2 knives in my room, followed by a sword, and also I have a fake rifle. All right, I am loaded, ladies and gentlemen. If somebody knocks on the door, ladies and gentlemen, and I gotta go answer it, you know what I do? I tell them, I'm like, hey, yo, back me up. I have the knife in my pocket. I answer it. I put my hand on it. I'm like, yo, what's open the door? Like, yeah, how may I help you? Tad alun pasum. Freak, man, you gonna get kidnapped.
For the passenger seat, there was a Santa hat
Wow.
on the seat. I tried not to jump to any conclusions, but it was just starting to make too much sense in my head. I ran inside and called my husband.
Oh, damn, she got the new iPhone 11 with the 3 cameras, though. Okay, I see you. Ballin'.
He said I was grasping at straws, but decided to come home anyway to make sure I was okay. A couple of minutes later, my worst fear was realized. I looked out the window and saw the man in his car. It was the mall Santa.
Oh my
And
god.
he was taking a picture of my house with his cell phone.
Wow.
Once he saw me, he drove away. And he drove away so fast I couldn't get the license plate number. My husband stayed home from work the next day just in case. At about noon, we walked around the house and noticed footprints outside of Juniper's window. Footprints.
Oh my god.
that neither of us left. That night, I couldn't sleep. I felt like I was just waiting for something horrible to happen. My husband, Juniper, and I all decided to have a camp out in the living room.
Aw.
So
Flashback. Me and my mom used to do that when I was like younger. Me and my mom would do that, but we wouldn't like sleep in that awkward position. Like I would go downstairs and we would watch movies all night.
I were alerted to the sound of a car pulling up.
Mm.
It was the mall Santa car from the day before, and he was approaching the house with a giant bag in his hand. I called the police, as my husband stalked him through the windows. The lights were off, so the mall Santa couldn't see us through.
Blow his face.
He made his way all the way to Juniper's window. He started to tap on the windows, almost as if though he was trying to wake her up. My husband stood on the other side of the window, trying not to scare him away until the cops came.
Dude, I would open that window and then either grab him, pull him in, night night, open it up, hit him with the right hook, straight in the temple, nighty night also. Have you on the pavement, man.
That's when we heard it. Hey Juniper, it's Santa. Come take a ride in my sleigh and I'll show you the reindeer.
Your eyes are red.
Praying that the cops would show up any minute, I sat in the fetal position, not knowing if this lunatic had a gun or any other weapon. He kept tapping and whispering, "It's me, Santa." Finally, the cops showed up, and when we heard the sirens out front, my husband jumped out.
Oh, my man's got him!
My husband yelled for the cops, and the cops detained the man. He didn't have any weapons on him, but his car did have duct tape and rope.
Oh my
It
god!
gives me nightmares to this day, thinking of that horrible situation and what could have happened. My Christmas miracle is that my family is safe, and my daughter didn't have to really experience any of the intense feelings my husband and I did.
A little bit of paranoia goes a long way, and if you're not paranoid, if you're not questioning people around you, what are you doing, ladies and gentlemen? I think this story did a perfect thing of explaining that. And honestly, dude, this has been Wicked Wednesday. I'm probably gonna be up all night editing this. I'm currently running off of like 5 hours of sleep. So yeah, and I'm gonna continue running off 5 hours of sleep all week until the weekend where I'm gonna go pass out. Anyway, I do have a live stream planned later for today, so make sure, I hope to see you guys there. If you enjoyed, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and most importantly, leave a comment down below. I kind of want to get something going, boys. I want Corey X Kenshin to see one of our Wicked Wednesdays. So, if you guys have social media, tag Corey X Kenshin. I want him to see the Wicked Wednesdays, my man. I want him to know that he's my idol. I look up to him. He's my favorite YouTuber. He got me back into YouTube after my year-long break that I took, and I owe him thanks, man, because he's the one who got me all of you guys. So yes, I want Corey X Kenshin to see one of these. So if you have social media, post it at Corey and also at me, and I'll make sure to take a look, and hopefully he sees it. And if he does, I love you, man. I love you. When's Ghost of Tsushima coming back? No, I'm kidding, my man. But hey, Corey, love you, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.